We can start.
Speaker of the day, CA Ram Iyer, Sowmya Ram Iyer, and delegates. Warm good evening to one and all present here. It's a great pleasure and honor on behalf of the SIRC of ICAI, and I thank the chairman of SIRC and the team for giving me this opportunity. And it's an honor for me to be part of this wonderful session and on cross-cultural team management in remotely placed audit teams. So it's a great pleasure to be part of this event, and it's a great honor also to host my friend CA Sowmya Ram Iyer. CA Sowmya Ram Iyer is a soft skills and language coach with about a decade of rich experience working with corporate and young minds in the training domain. She has been bequeathed with the Honorable Iconic Women of the Year 2021 at an All India level by Indian Women Federation. She regularly addresses August forums such as regular seminars at CAI for top corporate leaders, chartered accountants forums, company secretarial forums, Young Indians, a brand of CAI, Radio City Chennai, PSG Group, UN, represented talk shows, Rotary clubs across the globe, CA Sansar channel, and the like. She's a TESOL practitioner and certified trainer, Cambridge Press, and is also a certified TOEFL and IELTS coach. Sowmya is a qualified chartered accountant who has served the industry as a proud professional for more than 12 years in India and abroad. So, with these few words, I'm happy to host the speaker of the day, CA Sowmya Ram Iyer. More than this, the profile looks short, but the level of positivity when we hear to her is more. So it's great to host the wonderful speaker, and he's also apart from his profile, he's also a regular trekker who goes regularly trekking to various hill stations, and she also organizes trekking. So on behalf of SIRC, we also request you, maybe in the future, we will also join with you for a trekking program. So it's a great pleasure, madam. Welcome on behalf of SIRC. I welcome you for this wonderful seminar. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. It's a pleasure to be introduced by Rajesh to start with. One dear friend of me in the fraternity and one human being I've always thought of helping people without any quid pro quo, the consideration in return concept. So he is one person who does service to the needy without thinking about what follows it or if anything follows it at all. So that's the strongest trait, apart from being a top class professional and having awards to his name and having recognitions to his name, which is amazingly commendable. One attribute I like about this person is being honest in helping people without any quid pro quo to it. Yeah. So we've known each other for long now, and it's pleasure to be speaking to the SIRC, my mothership. I've been regularly addressing CIRC, NIRC, but SIRC is always close to heart because I cleared my entire CA Foundation Interfinal with all glory in the SIRC. When I was 21, I think I passed out, and I'm 39 today. So for 18 years, I've been a proud chartered accountant. For a long time, I've been doing the CS work. And about 8 years back, I thought I have other callings in life, my soul cravings, and I moved into training, language training, soft skill training, checking traveling domain, right? So quickly, we're going to start today's session without much ado, and we're trying to learn something new. Let's try and pick up something new. Let's cross-learn. If you know something that I don't know, please educate me. I always feel I can cross-learn from my kids, from my maid, from anybody around me. I keep cross-learning every day. That's what life is all about, I think. There's no destination. There's the journey that's beautiful of learning new things, challenging new things, conquering new things. So life should keep going like this is what I think. So let's start the session quick today. And that was a lovely introduction. Thanks again. And why are we here doing this today? There are two main reasons to this. People, I need all of you to put your mic on mute so that we don't have any background noise. And once I am done and it's the time for you guys to talk, I'll be on mute, right? Thank you so much, guys. Background noise is, it's very disturbing for all of us when we listen to something very important. And sorry for the background. I'm traveling even now. Like Rajesh said, I just finished a 15-day Royal Enfield road trip across the coast of Karnataka and Kerala, and I'm in Madras today. So this is not my office or my house. So I'm so sorry for the background. Pardon me for that. Next time, whenever I come for a session, I'll do it from my office. There'll be a better background, office background, the library and all that. Right. So, but I've done lectures from mountain peaks, beaches, shacks on beaches, and where not? I mean, I've done lectures from so many places, remote places like that, and I've enjoyed it. From Spiti Valley, I've done lectures. With a dongle, I've done working from around the world, right? So the topic comes to us today mainly because of two reasons. One is that normally we do all technical topics all the time, but a team management becomes crucial when you become a someone's open mic. You open mic, I get an echo. So yeah, help me with that. Yeah. So in the end, we are going to interact a lot. My sessions are never monologues. They're always dialogues. Just give me some 30, 40 minutes, then a quick interaction break, another 20 minutes, another. That's how this 1.5 hours is going to be punctured, right? So quickly, why are we having this today? Two main reasons. One is that as we grow in a leadership role, the domain of technical expertise is replaced by team management expertise. It's a very natural growth which will happen. You will see if you're in your 20s, when you become a leader in your 30s, you will see this. If you're in your 30s, when you go to key management in your 40s, you will quickly see your role is going to change from a person who's referring to so many law books or taxation books and getting making case studies to a person who's got about 10 clients to handle and who's got 2-3 teams in designated places and who's coordinating for the work. So when you take those ropes in your hand, when you take those reins, you will not be having anybody who's going to coach you. The CA Institute coached us so beautifully for 4 years to be these professionals who can fight paralegal, which is the technical cases, or who can file the accounts, or who can do due diligence, and so many things, right? The options are so many these days. The traditional auditor role is passing, it's gone out of the window. So, but then how are we going to get trained to act as leaders? Companies you've seen in the past and in the present in economic times and so many business news channels, companies crumble because of bad leadership. Have you seen the case recently where a guy fired 900 people in his company on a Zoom call and it became a huge issue, and this guy's company got delisted, or the shares fell and crashed in a day in NASDAQ. This just happened 3 months back. I don't remember the name of the company. It's some medium level company. But this just happened. So the point I'm trying to make is cross-cultural team management comes in, A, because you are going to grow into the role of leaders and rather than being team players, team owners in some time. Number two is the cross-cultural part is very, very important because you're going to work across cultures. The period of I was born in Madras, I qualified in Madras, I worked in Madras, I retired in Madras is over. Now it is a time where you're born in a country, you're going to work with people across countries. More so after the pandemic, even traveling to another country has become inconsequential. You're sitting in your own home, right? I lecture to a team. I was just doing it in the morning to a team in Netherlands, Philips, for soft skills in the morning. So people in Netherlands are sitting and listening. So like that, you'll be having audit back office in somewhere set up in China, and you're going to have an office in India. Within India, you're going to have 4 different locations. You're going to have a head office in UK. Sometimes you're going to be sitting in India monitoring all this. Sometimes you'll be sitting in UK getting work done from other countries. So then comes employing people in different locations from different cultures. Now, why am I bothered about culture? I'm going to assign work. I'm going to get work done. This was very good for 1960s, 70s, 80s, where our parents joined. My father joined Indian Bank in 1971. He retired from Indian Bank after 45 years. Your parents also did that, or they did business. Nobody did job sweeping. Today, staying more than 2 years in a company means they tell you don't have any talent. That is why you're not moving. You don't have any motivation. Nobody stays more than 2 years. The attrition rate is quite fast. So, as a leader, if you're not giving them a holistic working experience, trust me this, because I'm doing a lot of digital HR programs and digital HR projects for corporates. Implementation of and strategy of digital HR projects I'm doing with corporates, and people are implementing chatbots and autobots for talking to people during the day, like Alexa and companies, for a while, so that people get a break from their mundane work. Especially after the pandemic, we have all got fractured into small segments, sitting in our houses and working without any human contact, right? So the generation that's coming forward, like our kids, their kids, the ones that are 15 years younger to us, this is a generation which is called a gig economy generation. They're not Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Gig economy is what they do. What is gig economy? What I'm doing now. They earn gig to gig. They plan, I'm going to join this company, stay for a year. If I like it, I'll stick on. If I don't like it, I'll make the money. I'll use to travel, then I'll join somewhere. This is not a generation that will stay in your company for the incentives, for the EMI, for the school fees. They're not going to have any. They're going to live in shared accommodations. The concept of living in families and having children is almost becoming extinct. So considering this main factor, keeping them afloat in the organization needs for you to give them a holistic work experience where their monetary needs, their career growth needs, their soft skill development needs, and their cultural appeasement needs. All of this are taken care of. And trust me, these are interwoven. People don't quit their job because of the company. They quit their job because of the managers or leaders, is a fact. I've seen this happen in front of my eyes, because this generation is not worried about getting a gold medal at the end of 15 years for staying for 15 years. No. They're not worried about opinions. And getting a job online is not difficult these days. They're not worried about what will you give as their reference. Companies hire and fire at will. The entire economy is becoming gig economy very fast in every profession. Earlier, CA profession was confined to a traditional work setup with traditional mindset. No more. After having Upwork kind of websites which has started using professionals, I have worked in Upwork for 2 years, where UK and US account making work I used to take on project basis and earn whatever I wanted to earn for a month. So this cultural team management, cross-cultural, where your team has a few Australians. Then I worked in Singapore as a chartered accountant for 3 years, and I've had about 17 team members from 8 different nationalities: German, Jordanian, Pakistani, Indian, African, South African, Sri Lankan. Their cultures are different, and if you do not bring things together and create a holistic environment, retaining people is going to be an unachievable task in tomorrow, right? With that note, let's learn what it is, how it is done, a few tips. I'm pitting it at 1.5 hours. If it's going to be lesser than that, we can open the flow for discussion. I will be giving a break after every 40 minutes, because by the school time periods are 40 minutes. Every period is 40 minutes. The human brain goes to sleep in 40 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep you awake the entire 1 hour, 20, 25, whatever minutes. That's going to be my challenge. And we are going to discuss, whenever you have something to ask, is there a method, Selva, for them to put up their hand or put it in the chat box?
Yeah, they can put it in chat box or question box.
Chat box? I can see that, right? I can read it.
You need to give in the organizer rights. I'll give you the rights. Maybe you can also see it.
Yeah,
Maybe
because once you read it, respond to it, so that people don't feel left out. Or, I mean, it's an afternoon, 5 o'clock is tricky time, right? It's a sleepy time.
Okay, I'll make you organizer, ma'am, so that if there's any question, it will be coming as a pop-up. 1 minute, 1 minute. I just made you organizer. Yeah, now now you can see questions. If any, it will be coming up on the
It will
bottom
be coming
panel.
in the chat box. Yeah, okay.
Chat box in question panel. There is a questions box, right? It can be popped out.
Yeah,
At
so
the right
I am putting a hi in the question box to start with, so that people know what it is, right?
in the question
So that
box,
you
you have to-
write it here. Yeah.
yeah, I'll put it in chat box. They'll put the response. Yeah, they can respond. Yeah.
And you can put up a hand also, guys. I'm going to stop and talk to you. Let's have an interactive session. Let's not make it a I am sleeping, you talk whatever you want to talk thing. Yeah, right. Thanks, Rajesh, for responding this. So, guys, talk to me from there. Let's start with cross-cultural PPT. I think it's shared on the screen. So, why have we started this cross-cultural team management thing is what we want to know first. Just give me a sec. Yeah. So what happened is teams have grown beyond national borders. Now, people who are working with international companies like PwC, KPMG, I worked with a few on projects. When I was working with giants like Tata Reliance, I worked with audit teams from PwC, KPMG. Right? There was an Arthur and Anderson. Yeah. So what happens is the teams have grown beyond borders. For the audit, local staff will come. For report making, there'll be a back office team somewhere. For reviewing the report, there'll be a key team somewhere else. So you will be as a team leader, probably if you're statutory audit team leader, for example, for a region in Delhi, right? 10 companies in Delhi. You'll be interacting with 10 different people from 5 different cultures. So your concept of my team is full of people from my language, or my team is full of people from my country even is gone. Right? There is no country concept also anymore in any industry. Management style needs to be dynamic. Now, if the management style is filled with red tapeism or age-old concepts, wherein the rules are set and the employees needs to follow the rules without questioning, the attrition rate will be max. Since I work with HR teams for implementing digital HR in large companies like NCPL and banks, I am on the front seat, like the captain of the ship. I'm viewing a lot of companies which are losing young talent with spark and drive just because they don't have a satiable employee experience every day in the company. So now the concept of giving job has gone. The concept is employee experience. That's what they call it now, right? So management style has changed, especially post-pandemic. It's become vibrant and online, and teams have grown beyond national borders. Again, pandemic has pushed the process. Like when the digital cameras came, DSLRs, Fuji company went bankrupt because they ate up the traditional film-based photo taking. So this is called a disruptive innovation, an innovation which is eating up. Tesla electric vehicles have eaten up the market of petrol cars, gasoline cars. Like that, the advent of online working and people realizing that work can happen irrespective of my entire work is online now. Entire work, all batches, all sessions, all lectures are online fully. That is how I'm getting the luxury of working from a shack in Goa or a beach in Bali or anywhere. So teams have grown beyond national borders, right? So what is the history? History was why this happened. The international business expansion started. The government started opening up earlier. India was a very closed economy in the 80s. Until the 80s, everything was nationalized. Banks, telephone departments, everything was nationalized. Now we have privatized it, making it competitive. Now airports Adani started taking, right? Power Adani started taking. Torrent started taking. Solar energy Vedanta started. So we are denationalizing things, and that is leading to a competitive environment, an expansion, right? Government regulations have been scrapped from being rigid, and when you apply for a telephone, it takes you. When I applied for a telephone when I was in 10th standard, we applied and I got it when I was in 11th standard. BSNL. It was called the telephones department then, not even BSNL. And now you go take a SIM card, start speaking. When you travel international, you land from your flight in the airport, somebody is waiting with a prepaid SIM. Talent acquisition drives, right? So these drives have revolutionized the process of working because nobody wants to hire somebody and relocate them and pay for the stay expenses. Do you know for a fact, since I've worked closely with Adani for a few projects, and my spouse serves them in a position, they do not hire directly until the position of senior management, they'll outsource it. So the talent acquisition is outsourced to remote locations. If it is going to be financial talent, we like Russia, China, and India. If it's going to be talent relating to technology, we like Germany and Israel. Right? If it's going to be architecture, we like Dubai and France. But we outsource it and we get it done from remote locations. So CAs don't serve only audit teams, right? That is going to be, I have written audit teams because it's related to us. But supposing you're sitting in a healthcare company as a CFO, you're going to be interacting with your functional teams from different locations. So talent acquisition has become cost effective and comfortable from remote locations rather than bringing the person to an office, giving him or her an accommodation, making him swipe in every day. IT companies have become permanently online, taking advantage of COVID, semi-online, right? So along with this comes a few challenges. What are the challenges with remote teams? Although it's a beneficial thing, the person is comfortably sitting in the house, there is no rental expense, admin expense, tea, coffee expense also. You're happy, work is getting done. Remote monitoring is possible with the cameras installed in the computers. For certain very sensitive work like client data, you can have a camera and other firewalls and security systems being executed on the host machine where access is restricted and activities are recorded. Log is there, right? Video log. So what is the challenge is communication and expression. How to bring the team together, explain a goal and get it done when people are not in front of your eyes, because this entire 100-year period of industrial revolution, we are used to having teams in front of our eyes. Like second standard, third standard children, we have this, oh, who are you talking to? Hands on your lip system. So how are we going to challenge this system and make it autonomous and make the person free, make the person accountable for his or her actions, right? Working style and expressions, that's a huge challenge. With all the camera off, we don't know if the team is understanding, we don't know if they like it, they don't like it, we don't know if they're confused, right? And studying expressions with other cultures, like for example, in Japanese culture, when you look into their eyes for a long time, they're offended. You can't look at their eyes and speak, they look down and speak. But in German culture, if you don't look into their eyes, they feel that you're showing off your ego. So that becomes a challenge, especially online, it becomes a larger challenge, right? Working style, what's it going to be? Remote teams, are you going to assign work, check it 1 hour once? What is your reporting style? Are you going to give them space for creativity and work style? Are you going to concentrate on end results? How are you going to do it? Information gaps, lot of information gaps will be there. Because you're not in front of each other, coming to your cabin and getting their queries solved is a challenge. You instructing them time to time is a challenge. So your system needs to be streamlined in a seamless manner. And after step A, step B, step B, step C. Trust me, Singaporeans are amazing in this. How does a country function like that? I mean, I've always studied that as a very inquisitive chartered accountant mind. I've always thought of it. Like we are very smart. Indians are very, very intelligent and brilliant, great for that. But how are they executing such large contracts with ease? Is they're super organized. They will not deviate one bit from the rule. If you have to take 3 steps to the east, you have to take 3 steps to the east. So that way, in an online monitoring system for remote teams, your information gaps to minimize, your system should be robust, seamless, and followed verbatim. Influences of culture and how will they impact work? That's the fourth challenge, right? So people generally think that let me have a team of local people who speak the same language, who will understand each other, and who will be easy to communicate to as a leader and who will easily communicate with each other. But that is not true. Just give me a sec. I'm taking 1 second's break. Just give me a sec. Please ponder over the slide. I'm just keeping my webcam on mute for some time so that you can check out the slides, right? So
Yes,
I'll
yes,
open it.
no problem, no problem.
It's easier. Right. So culturally diverse teams actually outperform. You know why? You have ideas from different parts of the globe, and that is got a cultural tint to it. For instance, Chinese are amazing in calculations. They'll give you good ideas for routine calculations. Israelis are great at giving you advice about security on online, firewalls, and how to encrypt, decrypt. Indians are good at solving challenging. So when minds get together, it's an advantage. Don't think hiring a local team with known people is an no. That is not an advantage. All of you have the same strength. All of you have the same weakness, right? So you should have culturally diverse teams. These are results of a McKinsey study in 2019. I'm not pulling it out of the air. This is called McKinsey, sorry, 2018. McKinsey Sustainability Study, 2018. See? So they have come to a conclusion after studying the Fortune 500 companies that whoever had a diverse team, they always outperformed the non-diverse team by 35% in return on investment. Gender diverse teams always are 50% better than the industry team without gender diversity. Women bring balance and strategic ideas, whereas men bring the required vigor and execution ideas. So, like in the house, how you manage and run the house beautifully when you're having equal partners. I know a few of you are laughing, no? That is a myth. There is nothing called equal partners. There are friends who manage beautifully. Trust me, we are for one to say. So, the meaning being 15% better performance in case of gender diverse teams. Diverse teams, sorry guys, I have to come back to this. Diverse teams tend to have better satisfied staff, always, because they have more things to talk about, they have more things to share about, they have a good rapport. People like to interact with people. Have you ever seen when you see these foreigners on your streets of Mylapore coming for the car festival, you like to help them out with the direction, you like to talk to them. Same way, they also like to talk to you. This happens in cross-cultural teams. You respect each other's culture, you like exploring new friendships, and they have a satisfied team. Diverse teams have better cross-learning opportunities, absolutely. I learned my discipline from German clients. I learned the way to work from Singaporeans. I learned how to be with drive from American and Dubai clients. I've learned how to enjoy life from European clients, French and Italians. Get out at 5 o'clock, no matter what, you have a life. So I've learned whatever I am today is the bits and pieces I have captured from across the globe when I was working from with clients from various countries, or I've traveled these places for work. Diverse teams are, yeah, we did this. Culturally diverse teams outperform non-diverse teams by what? 59% in delivery. Why? Each part of the team has a native culture-based strength. One has strategy, one has vision, one has patience, one has dexterity like Indians, multitasking, one has leadership, one has a broad mind. Like the Americans are adventurous. When you have Americans in the team, they will take uh, accountability for the decisions, and they'll take proprietary decisions, right? So that's what is cultural difference now. Can you see? Someone's asking what is your opinion about shortage of food in the rest of the world. So the African poor guy is asking what does food mean? They don't get food. European, the entitled rich guy, right? In the world, the part is a very rich part is asking what does shortage mean? I don't know what shortage. US is saying I am the only guy. What is rest of the world? I go bombing around. And Arab says what is opinion? In Arab, it's all rules and follow the rules. There is no opinion, right? The government is still king. So this is the problem with cross-cultural teams. When you have different people, they will not look at what you're telling related to a project or a task or a drive in the organization in the same manner. The perceptions are different. Although we have these advantages coming into the team, where the performance is better, ROI is better, delivery is quicker, we do have the challenge of looking at things from a different perception also coming along with the strength. With every strength comes a challenge, right, in life? So going on quickly, what are the gaps in this cross-cultural team building which normally hits people? The gaps are like this. The first one is a language gap. I'll tell you one example for this language gap thing. When I was working as a team leader with Raffles Corporate Advisory in Singapore, one of the top advisory firms, like the local PwC sorts there. So I was a team leader. I had this huge team from various nationalities. I was doing due diligence and mergers. Then there was this girl from China, was very good at numbers. So one day she messed up something for a client. I'm talking to her something very fast. I don't have the time. I'm supposed to get onto a conference call with somebody, another client from Germany or Philippines or somewhere. So I'm just talking to her fast in a rush tone. And once I finished, she started crying straight, went to the HR and said, I'm harassing her. I just spoke like we Indians, I spoke fast. I give quick instructions. With Chinese, you have to speak very slowly with them. Their Mandarin language is slow and methodical. What's spoken in China, it's Cantonese or Mandarin. It's not called Chinese. People are Chinese. It's Mandarin or Cantonese. So she was a Mandarin speaker. And that's a very slowly, patiently spoken language. I did this rush, and she got scared. So then HR called me and I was like, no, you can see that there is, fortunately, every meeting is recorded in Singapore, audio video. So that neither the listener nor the spokesperson is one good idea. Record all the office meetings. Nobody can say no, nobody can say yes. There is no prejudice. Recorded everything. So then the HR understood and they explained. So this thing I learned that to Japanese and Chinese and Europeans, you can't speak English also quick. They'll think you're yelling at them or you're being rude to them. You're throwing around your ego in weights. So you need to be speaking in a very cogent manner at a very synchronized tone. Your tone can also not go high. Indians speak loudly in the bus, train, everywhere. If you have traveled Singapore, Europe, you would have seen as a tourist, people look at you, right? That's because our tone and our speed, especially when we speak Tamil, right? I also speak Tamil. எவ்வளவு வேகமா பேசுறோம் தமிழ் பேசும்போது படபடபடன்னு instructions சொல்றோம் இல்லையா இது வந்து is offensive to them, right? So language will be the first barrier. Everybody will know English, but their pace, tone, tempo will be different. Working culture. Okay, here again I'll tell you something. There was this client in Germany we had when I was in Dubai, I think. So we have this weekly Friday meeting. I think his name is some Scarborough something, his surname. They like calling only by surname. You can't call them by first name when you're working as client. Germans are very methodical, very official. I called him on a Monday morning. Hey Scarborough, how was your weekend? All well, had fun? And then we started the conversation. After the entire conversation, he complained to my boss that I was trying to get personal with him just for asking how was your weekend. Because in German, when you're speaking work, you lift up your phone, say hello. The first point is this. You don't even ask, are you okay? But in US, the first 10 minutes goes off in talking. I've had clients from the US, you pick up, they're like, oh, what's your daughter doing? Your daughter learns Bharatanatyam. That's amazing. She learns Bharatanatyam. My son is into skateboarding, this and that. And I like to drink wine. What do you like? Oh, you like whiskey? Okay, right. Then after 10 minutes, so you should know the working culture of the zone. How will I know all this experience? Right? You have to work with them. So that's why I tell people don't live in Chennai all the time. Get out and explore. Go abroad. Go land in a country without a job, find a job. Life is all about experimentation. What is the fun in being safe all the time? In the name of safe, going to the same office and coming back. That's boring, right? Work ethics differences, exactly. Japanese will expect perfection for 4 digits in every number. Many of you would have worked with Hyundai, Korean companies and Japanese companies as a part of your work or audit. The perfection levels are like top notch. Everything you do, it should be done in the Kaizen method, the Six Sigma, Green Belt, Hoshin, all were invented by Japanese because they're extremely methodical. Decision making norms, 2 main cultures are there in decision making. You should know this: Eastern, Western. What is the Western culture of decision making, followed by major part of Europe, leaving certain countries like Germany and US? Autonomous, proprietary, risk-based decisions. US are if you see even on statistics by KPMG or McKinsey, US companies are the most risk-based. They take the largest of the risks. Now Indians are coming only second to them with Adani and Ambani expanding and Tata's expanding. But Traditionally, Westerners are risk takers. In life also, in their attitude is risk taking and seeing what is the sacred line which you can burn, right? And the Eastern, Chinese, Japanese, Indians are a mix of both. These are least risk takers. If Hyundai has been following a process in manufacturing, they would have followed it for 80 years, trust me. Japanese companies absolutely zero risk. So when these cultures mix in a merger, there are mergers like Hewlett Packard merged with a Chinese company which has gone soar just because of cultural differences in decision making. So when you are a leader, you should work according to the culture of the company. You may join any company. I'm talking all this to you because I, as a person, has worked with clients from 30, 40 countries. I'm very sure every CA who is slightly, a person who's got this got the insight for traveling and exploring and taking risk by the horns will travel. At least 30% of the population will be like that. Fluency and accent. You don't carry an accent, but every country has an accent. Right? So you should understand the accent, you should speak fluently but slowly and correspond to their accent. Decision making conflicts is the Eastern Western classic psychology. Stereotypes. What is stereotypes? We always see, oh, you're from South India, you should be a Rajinikanth fan. I always, North Indians, I live in Ahmedabad now. The North Indians know only Madras. Madrasi ho. They don't know South India has 5 states. I always tell them. Yesterday, a friend was asking me. I did a long road trip. I landed in Bangalore and I attended a family ceremony. Started from Mangalore. Talasheri is my native. I'm basically from Kerala, and I came down to Kanyakumari and I traveled to Madras. So somebody said, "Oh, Bangalore is very nearby to Madras. No, 30, 40 minutes. Your parents live in Madras." I'm like, "No, Bangalore is 8 hours away, 7 hours away." So we all stereotype South India means Madrasi. You're from Madras. Same way we stereotype North Indian means he will eat chapati. I have North Indian friends who die for chicken biryani, who die for omelette, yeah, who die for chakra pongal. Right? So we stereotype Germans. They should be very serious people. Not always. So understand the culture and the person together. Don't stereotype according to the, oh, American, you would have done 3 marriages. I know American couples who are together for 70 years. I know Indian couples who have done 7 marriages. So it doesn't really hold good, right? So don't carry any prejudices. I'm always open-minded. In Singapore, I've been to a wedding where a Indian girl married a Pakistani girl, which is okay. You go to the wedding, give the cover, gift cover, eat and come. So don't be prejudiced when you're in a global culture. You will have a few shockers. When I landed in Australia, when I landed in Dubai, I had cultural shockers. Not Dubai, especially Western countries. But it's okay. People are bound to be different. Everybody is unique. Right? With this slide, we are taking a break. A classic case in the corporate front is the Daimler-Chrysler merger. You can read about it when you Google. What happened? Like I told you, Daimler had a German culture, which means very strict work ethics, rule following, no jokes, no fun, conservative decision making, conservative financial investment, no risky options for market investments. US culture, Chrysler, completely opposite on the other end of the polar spectrum. They joined the practices, one workable mode. What happened? The Germans are close, factual, formal, decentralized. US guys are gregarious. They'll talk with every client like they're Chitappa Paiya mari pesuvanga. They're cousins. Right? And the mari they'll talk to you. Hype based. Marketing is their only mechanism. How do they market any shampoo or any product or any car only to you? Right? Informal. They'll come to the office with sometimes even if they've traveled and come from the airport with Bermudas, they'll come. Centralized system. They don't believe in having branches with autonomy. They'll have only back offices and autonomy is always in the central office. So what happened? Chrysler swung from a profit of 2.5 billion in the first half after the merger. It took over Daimler and a loss of 2 billion in the second quarter of the same year, second half of the same year. Only when they analyzed with the help of McKinsey and Reuters, they found out only because of cultural potpourri this happened, cross-cultural potpourri. So if you think it is only for being nice to your employees, no. It will affect your bottom line, it will affect your top line, right? Right, this is the last slide before the 5-minute break. So what should you do? 4 main steps. We will learn this. This is a theory by Hofstede. In 1997, multicultural team is a team. What is the definition? We have a definition in everything in auditing and company law, like that. Whose members have different cultural backgrounds. Most evident in that they've spent their formative years is growing years, 10 to 21. In different countries, I have spent that 10 to 21 in 10 different places in India. So I am multi-cultured actually. So I accept every culture and then live happily. Style, I think that's the easiest style. And thus I've learned different values, demeanors, languages. High contact, slow contact, multi-active culture. We'll see what is this. You should understand your player and be a leader accordingly to that player to retain a asset, right? Trained asset is a real rarity these days. Awareness is the key. Healthy boundaries you should set. I'll tell you what is that in office. Everywhere you should set healthy boundaries. I believe in that even in personal relationships. But in official, let's discuss. It's important to overcome knowledge barriers and cross-boundary team through syntactic, semantic, pragmatic. We'll see what these are. Channels, right? So there we stop. We take a break. And I'm going to stop display now. Time you can talk, chat up and talk. Someone's open mic. Guys, the next 5 minutes is just to chat up and talk. If we don't chat up and talk, it'll become one more boring lecture. If you chat up and talk, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Sorry, can't hear you clearly. Advan, you're saying something? Your voice is breaking, man. Can you type that? Sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you type that? You're from your mobile? You want to type it? Advan, you want to quickly type that? Advan, there is a chat box with 3 dots, a chat button. Yeah, Advan, go ahead. I think he's talking something there.
Yes, it seems to. Yeah, yes.
But I'm getting interesting gossip, huh?
It was not audible actually.
It's fun to get such. It's happened to me. I've kept it on off and screamed at my daughter and then in a CA thing and realized for accounting standard CIRC I think. Then, oh my god, my camera is on. My audio was off thankfully, but I'm screaming to my daughter something. Oh yeah, it's happened to me. Anybody else? It's a break, okay? I'm putting my audio video on mute. It's a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to ask something? Put it in the chat box. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll take it post the 5 minutes break. Put it in the chat box, guys.
I'm displaying my screen. I can finish it.
Okay, we are back with the bank. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I'll just,
Yeah.
ma'am, I'm audible. I'll just share my scan. Already shared. There are two questions. Question this is
All right. No worries. Please share them.
no, it's not question.
Okay. This looks like suddenly this looks like I'm writing CA final exam paper, man. Again, don't scare me like this with a symbol or all. I get nightmares even now that I'm going and seeing result in the institute, and then my accounting is 14 marks or auditing is. I still get nightmares like that. I don't know, trust me, I'm 40 now, but I still get nightmares. It's scary. I am thoroughly enjoying your session. Thank you. Can you please give suggestions? Wait, let me close this window. Arey yaar, chala hi gaya. 1 minute. Huh? Where did the window go? Okay, it's here. It is. I have to minimize the side view. Okay, it's fine. Suggestions on how do you initiate meaningful engagement with team, including the bosses. Okay, sitting in say Assam when you are a few others are working from Chennai, you can start with something which is happening in the weather condition. I generally start with when I do sessions every day. I have two batches every day. I'm sorry, my hair is unruly. I'm in a remote location and doing a lot of things with my cousins. I don't get time for grooming at all. So see, when I do a session in the morning, I start talking. I start about with, oh, how was your day? What did you do in the weekend? If it's a Monday, if it's a weekday, I'm like, is it raining there? They're like, no, it's very hot. I'm like, how are you managing? Then they'll come up with, we have AC, but then this is slowly, now. Then you ask if there are children. We talk. Then I'm like, oh, what does your daughter do? Oh, she's in 5th standard. She does gymnastics. Nice. We have classes with, sir. Be natural. Don't look superficial that I'm talking to you because I have to talk to you for 2 minutes. Your bosses also you can say that your bosses you want to flatter them and talk nicely. You can say, how did you manage so many years? Give me some tips to manage, not this. So they'll also be flattered. Ki, oh my God, she's asking me or he's asking me for the advice and I'm flattered, right? So sitting in anywhere to anywhere, I work with teams in Johannesburg and Netherlands and it's okay. Talk about local weather, culture. Ask them if they say yesterday we had a festival, like what festival? Chinese have a new year in February. It's called Lotus Festival. So ask them, oh, what's Lotus Festival? Then they'll tell a few things. They'll be happy that you're trying to find out about their culture. You're trying to know. I hope that answers your question. Subhashri, we miss interactivity in the video, but you keep the videos on. I tell my entire team I have town halls on video. Me and Rajesh have done chai on video. Sometimes when we discuss something, we used to grab coffee, sit and talk sometimes. So that's very important. The face connectivity and the voice connectivity is very important. Sit with a cup of tea, tell everybody next Friday, 3 o'clock, stop whatever work you're doing. 1 hour, we're going to sit in the video and chat and nothing about office. We're going to chat everything about new Shiva Karthikeyan movie to what's happening in the politics to where did you go last trekking to everything, right? No, physical meeting helps us to know other member better as a fact. But the future, whoever asked the question, I don't have a name. Luckily, unluckily, the future is not so. The future is economy driven, convenience driven, remote teams. Because the future, the generation doesn't want to come to office. When schools opened, it was surprising to see how many children resisted. They were comfortable with online learning. Why should I go to a place? I'm comfortably sitting, I'm reading the lessons, getting marks, enough. So the gen, whatever you call it, which is coming, which is 10 years younger than us, 20 years younger than us, it's a very, very gig-based generation with employee experience. So you can't lure them with, strategic meetings and all that to office. Even I don't feel like driving anywhere. For work, for a holiday or trek, I'm all game all the time. So for work, I like working like this, remotely, sitting in places and get your work done, you work, finish, you get paid also for it. So what's the point in sitting somewhere? So unfortunately, fortunately for a few, unfortunately for a few, now the work culture in future is going to be online max and sparsely offline. So be mentally prepared is what I'm saying for cross-cultural teams. Okay, the third question. I'm feeling like an interview man. The CA logo is scary. Right. How to make the staff more interactive? Like there is a person who always looks depressing. Find out why he's depressed. Now I even talked to my maid and asked her why you sad today. She's like, my daughter's marriage yesterday. Somebody came. They didn't like the girl. They said this. Then I cheer her up by telling your daughter so beautiful. They're fools. They can say anything they want to say. Wait, no, you'll get a better person. This means God is giving you a better. Talk nicely, We always feel we are not paid for being good bosses. You're also paid for being good bosses because taking another team member and training is tough, man. Be selfish. I have got a team of 2 people. They've been there for 7 years. So why they're there for 7 years? When I sit down and analyze as a boss, now I'm saying in corporate, I had a team as large as 17 to manage sometimes or 20 to manage as a team, as a C. So I had this holistic approach. I was always this boss who will have 2 minutes. If a person comes in and tells, I have a small issue, can you resolve it? I have people who train with me for language exams and soft skills come back and tell me issues like I have this problem with my son, I have this trouble with my boss, and I don't think why should I give an advice? I give in a good faith. And one thing, underline this very clearly and keep what I've learned after 33. Like Buddha got his knowledge under a Bodhi tree. I got a knowledge when I quit creating, and I'm not advising you to quit. It will kill me that way. I'm saying that I came to this passion-based learning, doing work. I got my, jnanam there. And what does it say is, enjoy whatever you do. You're trekking, you should be the best. You're cleaning your toilet, you should be the best. So don't think about, in Bhagavad Gita, kadame say palana edirpaakada means palan varadilla. Palan varum. But நீங்க எதிர்பார்க்கிற டைம்ல எதிர்பார்க்கிற மாதிரி வரும், we can't assume. That is karma. So good karma பண்ணிட்டே இருங்க, money will follow. Money is a byproduct. Money is not the main product. Money will keep coming. Main product is being happy every minute of the day. Are you not happy for 10 minutes? You wasted 10 minutes of your life. கொடுத்ததே 100 years. Chinna time to explore this superior world. Adile we have kovam, we have porame, we have selfishness. Don't hold grudges. Have you seen children play? You should be like that. Life is very simple if you live like children. Chocolates after they're happy. Small things they're happy. I am happy when I'm trekking. If I see a sunset, I'll be super happy for the next 1.5 hours. I'm thrilled in life. When I get a good cup of coffee or chai or a trek with an adula, I'm super happy. So don't have a goal that 1 crore happy. I did that for the first 13 years. Trust me, 21 to 33, I was the hardest working chartered accountant abroad, making money, dhana, then investing. Didn't make me happy. But the small things I'm doing now, go to an NGO and work every year for 15 days. I cut off from my life, go to an NGO and work for 15 days. That's the happiest moment. Gratitude is the best emotion. And the practice பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சுனாக்கா you will not feel this in Tamil. இப்பதான் கொஞ்சம் நமிதா மாதிரி தமிழ் ஆயிடுச்சு ஏன்னா வெளியில இருந்து நல்லதா பேசிட்டு இருக்கு. So you will not feel that, you know, depression. The person looks depressed, find out now. He can pull down the energy of the team. That's what I'm saying. Even as a boss thinking selfishly, keeping the energy bounce is very important for the work to get done. Forget you doing good things for the world. That's secondary. First is keeping your team afloat, right? So yes, find out this person. Why, if it's beyond repair, right, you should talk to the person and tell them they can't, you know, discuss their personal things with their team. That is setting boundaries. We saw in the last slide, that is setting boundaries. I do that too. I talk and comfort her. Okay, still she says some lame things and she spends. She is a person like that. She's finding comfort in staying in problem. People who are comfortable in self pity. Ayo na pao. When there are people like us who say, I don't care, I'm a bindas person. There are people who say, Ayo na pao. Then you should set boundary and tell her you can't pull along the entire team. She may have to find another opportunity if you can't handle it. You should know when to say no also. That's very important. I say no when I feel like saying no. I put a spade in a very nice way, not in a rude way, but I'm very clear where to put my foot down to anybody. When my self-respect or my comfort is at question, I put my foot down, no matter what. I've learned this in the last 7-8 years. Have been an eye-opener for me. 33 to 40 was a very good period. But yeah. Okay, show my screen. Yes, I'm going to share the screen again. Let's finish this presentation. Then go to the finale. Few questions. If you have, you can keep recording, guys. Okay. Sorry, this is end the webinar. Oh, I don't want. Right. I just wanted this window to go in. 1 second. Trying to, yeah, okay. So, what is the first step? Team identity and job roles. So, separate the team identity very clearly from individual identities. He may be a Korean, Indian, American. The steps of performing the work is this. He or she will comply with that. Communication within the cross teams by having a town hall online. Now, PwC and all have started the culture of town hall online. In the COVID period, I am doing online sessions from Skype period for 7 years now. So I have installed this town hall online fun meeting. We have even had online kids performing 1 day for 1 hour. All the kids register 5 minutes to each team members. Kids, they come and sing or dance or show their painting or talk. We do everything online. Can be done. There's a camera, there's a mic, there's connectivity everywhere. Trust me, I've done lectures from beach fronts with a dongle and mountain tops. There's connectivity everywhere. Goal-oriented, measurable, exactly. Don't tell them, see, unless they're a mature team member, they're a leader, they'll not understand goals. They will understand tasks. Right? To understand goal, you need to be very mature. When you have to tell, I want the company to double the revenue by 2023. The person then will have to put in strategy, market reference, competition, right? That's a leader. To your team members, you have to tell, okay, I want you to increase Tirupur sales by 1 lakh using method 1, 2, 3. That is how team members can be given object-oriented, objective, not subjective, number-based targets. Considering cultural shortcomings. Now, simple example is Ramadan month, Muslims are fasting. You can't give them hard work during the day. I learned it when I was working with Malay Muslims as a part of my job in Singapore. They'll be very irritated and furious by the evening. That time you blast them, they will blast you back. You can't give them tough jobs in Ramadan month. You can't say ninga fast pannadinga because your employer and paying you money. They'll quit their job. You'll get a bad company's brand as an employer is as important as person's brand as an employee, right? So offer unbiased similar views. For example, you always feel if somebody's from your region or your country, you have to cite the person. I have worked outside mostly. So when somebody's from Tamil Nadu or Kerala or India, I'm married a Tamil. So Tamil Nadu, Kerala or India, you'll feel very nice. Support panel, but never do that. You are expected to be an equitarian, no perks because of any cultural background. Similarly, no expectation because of a Chinese ella max not always. It's a general paradigm. Interactive roles made in cautious manner. Exactly. When two cultural people interact in your team, be very cautious. When a Japanese interacts with a US guy, it's completely other end of East meets West. So you need to keep the conversations formal, clear, and required basis. Preferred employee style is one difference. Employment style is different from East to the West to Indian. The impact is effective leader team member interaction, decision making, levels of satisfaction it will impact. Negative result, leadership style is different. Supposing you're a person who's very creative, you're used to working on your own, and your leader is a autocratic, bureaucratic guy or lady who will micromanage you. You'll be frustrated. You'll disagree. And when you're a leader, don't be like that. So that's what you need to pick up if you're a leader. Preferred ways of resolving conflicts. Certain people will resolve conflict by pushing it to tomorrow. Certain people will resolve it then and there. I like it that way. When somebody comes with the trouble, I'm like, tell me now, finish it now. Even in that 4 minutes break, I resolved one employee conflict on a phone call, even now. So I do it then and now. Negative result when the leader is denying or conflicting or not trusting. The employees don't trust you, they will stop giving you good results or giving you a hand when there is a difficult time. Mind, right? Preferred ways of decision making. The quality, involvement, implementing a decision differs from style to style in global teams. Loyalty will be questioned when the decision making goes against the employees. Dissatisfaction, the leader will not be respected. So many leaders we see today. Na? Once he leaves the room, we are like, oh, I'm not even making a gender bias these days. I've been a female boss for such a long time, lady boss. So to avoid that, don't have a preferred way. Be unbiased, be culturally disinclined, but respect the cultures, follow the line, right? Building trust is the only thing for retaining this generation. They work for self-respect and trust first. They work for money and life comforts next. They know they can work in a CCD and get money. We were all ashamed to finish CA and go stand in a CCD. Now the global culture is not like that. Even if they're an IIM grad, they will work in CCD if they lose their job for 3 months. They'll drive a car. Have you seen in Canada and US so many times, in even in Singapore, when I get into a car, the guy is a graduate from Nanyang University saying, I didn't get a job for 3 months, I'm riding a car, then I will get a job. People will quickly move, right? So trust is the only thing. Two types, cognitive, affective. Cognitive is walk the talk. You know how children's, I'm adding even a S, I'm so sorry and ashamed of that. Wrong English, wrong grammar, I'm sorry. So children follow you. நீங்க வீட்ல பாத்திருக்கீங்களா? You will say நீ உங்க அப்பா மாதிரியே நடக்கறேன். அவ அம்மா மாதிரியே ஸ்மைல் பண்றா. Children follow you by looking at you, not by listening to you. நான் சொல்றது கேட்கவே மாட்டேங்குது. They are not listening. நீங்க பண்றது they are seeing and they are following you. That's how your team will be. When you're telling you should be respectful, you should be patient, you should be calm, you first be respectful, patient, and calm as a leader. Your leadership is shown only in stressful situations. Routine day, anybody can be a leader. When there are 1 billion mess ups and you're put in front of the war field, you're facing the enemy army, that is where you're a leader or no will be proven, right? Encourage synergizing. Even though there are traditional constructs that whenever you join a company, you listen to this. As a leader, don't have the inge ipditha seivom. There is a, Google, Amazon is growing by the leaps and bounds, not only because of the FDI or the kind of global talent, they take every employee's opinion. If they have a good opinion on a process, the employee is rewarded immediately and it's brought in. Even a person who is cleaning the floor, mopping the floor, can give an advice on how to better mop the floor. And we have key management who says, "Nang ipditha 60 years sayron." Yes, world is changing. 60 years, are we wearing the same clothes? Are we using the same shade of lipstick? Are we talking the same things? Are they drink kudikrom? Party வந்து பின்னாடி used to run chase behind us. ஒரு மஞ்சு பொடி பால் குடிங்க ராத்திரிக்கு. And you guys used to run away. You are drinking turmeric latte in Starbucks for 450 rupees. Everything is changed. So better change the mentality. Beyond the tradition, synergy is very important. Synergy is 1 plus 1 is 3. That extra energy will come. Perception-based communication. Exactly. Perceive it in the same manner. Don't perceive only in your manner. You can see a part of the window. Somebody else is seeing one another part of the window. Collagate. Heat mapping based. There is a concept called heat mapping, from least risky to most risky. Another session sometime else when we are doing HR digitization or something for the SIRC, we'll do a heat mapping in detail. It's a very impactful process, online, automated. Now there are chatbots and autobots from your email. And memo communication will heat map your nature and personality automatically for the company. It's happening in a lot of medium level companies also in the West. We'll discuss that when we do something related to HR digitization, for which I've been doing projects for a lot of companies. So I know this in a detailed manner. Do that. Benefits. Now, why am I doing all that? Yay, the effort. Diverse workplace better understands diverse markets. You'll not always be in an audit firm. When you're in supposing a lipstick brand, what Arabian women's wear vis-a-vis what Indian women's, especially in Punjab, they wear bright reds. I've seen in West, Bombay and Gujarat, they wear browns. In South India, they wear very subtle colors, floral colors. That's so unique. When you have local staff, especially in marketing and customer, or even in accounting team, they'll give you good ideas about the markets. Any team gives company freedom to go after the most talented. Exactly. Why should you see even Namma Ala? Talented, high energy, willing to work from Africa, America, India. Make a team. You are in business to make money. You are in business to give back to the society in the form of corporate social, right? CSRs. Culturally diverse workplace builds trust. Exactly. People will trust your team, trust your band, because you have the insights and inputs of wide cultural diaspora, right? Enhances employee engagement. Exactly. You respect different cultures. People will want to work with you. Why people are willingly joining PwC? Not only salary factor. There's overall growth, there's career prospects, there's cross-cultural learning, there's leadership opportunities, there's soft skill development. PwC, KPMG keep calling us soft skill trainers for a lot of kids. Even the medium level companies are calling these days. Now, I've been talking everything subjectively. Theory. Where is the proof? This is the BCG Diversity and Innovation Survey. BCG is a large company which does human resource related research in companies like Reliance, Tata, Adani, HP, Simpson India Limited, more. Companies with below average diversity scores 26% innovation. Above average diversity, innovation is 45%. When you're in a field which needs continuous innovation, which is related to FMCG projects, then a culturally diverse team is a boon to you, right? Diversity and inclusion is an important factor. So millennial kids born after 2000, who is your future star? 47 employed millennials. If you were to look at new job tomorrow, diverse and inclusive workplace is important. Who is saying this? 47. Almost half of the future team members of yours are saying this. 33 Gen X, which is 90 to 2000. 37 boomers, who is 70 to 90. So your employees up to 50% feel, very close to 50% feel they need to be a part of a diversity, so that there'll be equality. Quick actions you can do today. Normalize repetition self-correction. Certain cultures have repetition self-correction in speaking. Most common language which is comfortable need not be English, but the most common language which everyone can speak. Have everyone learn as a fun activity few words in others' language to respect people. Prep time. Give a prep time to start meetings. Don't rush, irritate, insult, or personally remark people. I never believe in wounding people personally as a form of morale. The 70s and 80s, you're insulting people for making them work better. They're like, anyway, this guy has got property, I'll get the property, get lost. You know, so the generation is different. Have active training and encourage. Being open. I always like open culture in the house or outside. People should talk their mind, everybody's happy. No backlogs, no keeping, no pent up. Don't accept standardizing cultural systems. Telling Germans are always serious, Americans are always drinking on job. Well, the London people drink every day throughout the no stereotyping. Offer honest opinion, but empathy should be there. Even if you offer honest opinion, you should have empathy. So quick suggestions. We'll stop with this slide. The rest is storytelling. We are 6:15 already. Quick suggestions, language limitation, simple common communication, standardize your emails. Cultural differentiation, learn, appreciate, accept every culture. Don't say, ha, in your culture you have 4 wives. Ha, in your culture you don't marry at all. It's normal for them, yeah. Why we bother? Technical challenges, train. Don't assume. Somebody says, I don't know how to do Excel. Offer an online training now quickly for 1 day. Decision making, strategic difference. Lay out the standard process, but encourage offbeat, interesting ideas. Stance, tone, gesture, minimal variation. When I speak in international meetings, I always speak in this space so that nobody feels offended and everybody understands. So when pace came down, that's because international people can't appreciate speed. Motivational factors, varied approaches. Be diligent. Don't motivate by no negative motivation. Doesn't work for a long run. Work for 6 months, 8 months, and your trained asset will ditch you. Training another guy or girl is a process. We all know that as process, right? Transparent communication, right? I think this is a case study. Again, a case study, stereotyping. Yeah, Ramayana has got a lot of examples. Rama made a pact to the monkeys, no? That is cross culture. Employees were respected, na? Hanuman, Jambuan. Local expertise, like the monkeys, with the local expertise to build a bridge. He delegated the task. Take culture-based expertise. When they went to Lanka, they took Vibhishana's expertise, who was a local culture. Integrate in a practical way. They integrated in a practical way across species. There was a bear, there was monkeys, there was Rama, there was Vibhishana from the opposite side. Right? That's a very smart. Yeah, that's that. Glad to be here. Quickly, we can speak for the next 10 minutes. Anything you want to say, ask, text, speak, open your mic. I'm cool either ways. Anything at all. Generic discussion. You want me to improve something? That's free advice for me, so I will take it. Yeah. Yes, guys, my part of the session is closed. You can speak, ask, discuss, crack a joke or two, entertain us. Anything is welcome. Everything is welcome. Quickly, guys, I'm waiting for your voices or notes. Yes, somebody open mic. Yes, Pusekandi, your mic is open. Tell me, Pusekandi, what did you want to tell? Anything that you want to say?
Yeah, audience
Guys,
can. Yeah.
chat box.
Wait.
Or raise your hand, we'll open your mic. Even that's fine with
We
me.
have already unmuted those who joined in app, so they can
Everybody
unmute and
nice.
speak. But yeah, those who are interested, they can.
You know, people want to go home early. It's already 6:20.
We'll wait for 1 more minute, otherwise then we'll.
No worries. I'm cool. Please don't be shy to ask anything. Huh? Bindas, any discussion is a good discussion. Go ahead, guys. Anything is fine. People are on mute. This is a part of our culture. Unless we are called, we will not talk. We got it from school. When we call somebody, we stand up and ask, no, me or ma'am. This is the culture we get from school. We'll not talk voluntarily. But trust me, talking voluntarily makes you immediately the leader of the mass. Then we don't do it. From school, we have this me or ma'am kind of mentality. Really, me or ma'am? So even in my sessions, I pull in people because we have this. Indians do. Westerners are the opposite. They'll not stop talking when you give them an opportunity. Any queries that come on the
Sir, you can.
Your screen is getting shared. Okay.
now it's okay. I just
Yeah,
did.
ma'am.
So I closed something.
We
So,
got compliment for your session. There's no
Okay.
question actually.
Oh my, yeah.
You can see the questions. You can see in chat box a question panel.
Where is the chat box? I'm not able to see it.
Questions. There's a questions panel, right? Apart from chat box, there's a question panel right below the polls.
One second. Yeah, I minimized it. One second. My bad. There is a chat box, but I can't see anything in the chat box.
No, in questions panel. Maybe I'll come with it.
Yeah, okay. Questions panel. Oh my god, I
You can
got it.
expand it and you can see, you can scroll down and see.
I open the questions panel. Someone says hearty congratulations. Thank you so much. Youngster? Who is youngster? Thank you so much. More than hearty congratulations, the youngster should make the day when I'm 40, no?
And there is
It's so fulfilling, huh? Hearing from a senior person. So I never grow senior. I'm always junior because age will show. Huh? One more is it?
yeah, we can scroll up and see. We can expand it if we
Okay,
right next
fine.
to
One is from Sitaram, sir. Excellent presentation. Okay, that was from Sitaram, sir. One is from.
Raj
Okay,
Bharat
session is
saying
very
that
good. Quite, yeah, from Raj Bharat, quite relative in comparison of Ramayana and Mahabharata. And the near last slide is true. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. My grandmother used to tell us a lot of stories when she used to feed us food as children. So I have a lot of affliction to Ramayana, Bharata, and Bhagavad Gita. And I think everything is there. You don't need IAMs. Everything is there. We just need to concentrate on the stories when we are being told as children. And then
yeah,
there's one
Mr.
from
Rajashekharan,
Jairam.
yes, raised.
I'm going to go one by one.
Yes, ma'am.
Jairam says, I think to manage different cultural stuff, you should be very
No, those
truthful and they know that you will take care of the interest. You can be truthful, Jairam, but you need to be tactful also because not everybody is made of the same grit, pedigree. So you should be tactful also at times, but bottom line is no malice is my style of working. I don't feel malice to anyone. There is Karuna Karan, sir. What do you say? I do that too. Yeah, okay. He said
That's
that.
already taken, ma'am. Yeah, Mr. Rajashekharan, he has raised his hand. Sir, is there anything you want to share?
I'm going to look at that. Sitaram, sir, and then there is Vamaraju. I can't see Rajashekharan, sirs. Can you read it?
No, there is no question actually. He raised his hand, but he.
Rajashekharan, sir, you want to add on to it?
Yeah. Maybe he has unmuted himself and he has raised his hand, but he is not responding.
We'll wait for him for a minute. It's okay.
Maybe.
By mistake.
Yeah, maybe made it started by
Maybe
mistake. Sir, over to you, sir.
No, I'm not going to say this. Huh?
Maybe, ma'am. If there is some other message, we'll share it to you over mail.
Yeah, so shall we close the session and happily go to our homes and enjoy?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, over to you, sir, for vote. Rajesh,
Rajesh, you're unmute only. I think we can hear you.
Yeah.
Marcelo, is there any other questions coming up?
No, not, sir. And if there is any, we can.
Yeah, we can take it in the email also. No worries.
Yeah. We'll share the compliment. Sir, over to you, sir, for vote of thanks. Thank you. Thank you so much.
On behalf of SIRC of ICAI, I wholeheartedly thank my good friend CA Sowmya.
Thanks.
It was a wonderful session. It was highly interactive. It's always good to hear you. with a lot of smile and
Likewise.
a lot of sharing, lot of your own experiences in both in India and abroad. It was good to hear you. I think we need to have one more session also with you on weight management.
Oh my God! We should display the pic. No, you've got it.
Yeah.
I've got it. But how do I?
Actually,
I don't know. How do I display it from the laptop? Give me 1 sec. I'm going to try that. Meanwhile, when you give the, let me
it's
try
better
and give
to
you 1 sec. I'll do that. I'll share
actually
my.
you select the pic and then you can share the screen.
Yeah. Now my screen is already sharing. Huh? I will close it now. Now it's not sharing, right?
Yeah, it's not sharing.
Yeah. Let
Actually,
me do it.
members, we should actually, it's good to, you should see the original pic of it's not original pic, the earlier pic of
No
Sowmya,
pre-post. Yeah, yeah. It's okay to say I'm not offended by anything. Yeah. Come on. We're friends.
the earlier pic of Sowmya and how she's now.
Yeah, I'll show you that.
Transformation.
You reminded me. I do that everywhere I go to, just to show people. Not that I'm always happy about everything that I do, but just to tell people that impossible is only in the dictionary. There's nothing called impossible. It's all I feel always. Just give me 1 minute. I've connected WhatsApp. I'll show you the picture.
Yeah.
I want to show it to you. So I keep doing this once in a while, flashing it on social media just to tell people, yeah, nothing is impossible, and it just takes an ounce of determination to be, happy in life. So I've just got it. Just 1 second. Share it with you. This is what I created yesterday. I created a collage just
I
to.
saw it. Yeah, I
You
saw it.
saw that? Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. This is the picture. You guys can see it?
So this is both are Sowmya. This was Sowmya.
This is a recent one, and
A few years back.
yeah, 6 years back.
6 years back. And this is Sowmya now. Huh?
Yeah, that's 89 kilos to 59 kilos. 30 kilos drop.
But without any
Nothing.
alternative medicine or anything.
Nothing. Only
Nothing.
mental change, lifestyle change, change of thinking, change of lifestyle. We'll do a trek, Rajesh, and then we'll do some activities for all the members on a trek or something in Podigai or the Kerala part, or there are Vagamon kind of virgin hills. Huh? We'll do a trek and we'll do this.
A lot of actually we have a lot of professional challenges and a lot of things are going on, but still I would say we need to keep our mind peaceful and we need to relax ourselves also. At the same time, we need to take care of our health and personal things
very
also.
Important. Very important.
So considering all these things, actually I should share like from Coimbatore, since I'm from Coimbatore, in the recent past few years, many I have seen few young members at the age of 30 to 35 have left us because of sudden death. It's like sudden within minutes, and it was within seconds, and without not even getting into the hospital, we have lost them. So it was because of it's all because of the health, not taking care of themselves and not taking care, and now the family is suffering a lot, and members we were able to financially support to some extent, but
the emotional support is not possible.
that is also not that way, and financially also beyond a limit we can't support.
Correct.
A lot of challenges are there. So members, we need to take care of our own health also. We understand the importance of every notice we get for the clients. When we are addressing it, we are taking it to ourselves and we are stressing it. Everything is there.
Don't personally,
Personally, we are taking it up and we are stressing ourselves. The clients just give the notice to us and they forget it off, and we are taking it to personally. But we need to take care of our own health also. So I think these type of transformations are required, not only physically and also to mentally also.
In the mind, in the mind.
So we need to have a session on mental, something like on stress management or something sessions on those things, and beyond books and beyond table, beyond the profession, life beyond life
Life beyond the
outside
profession can be the heading for the session.
maybe life outside the doors, outside the house, outside the
Break
doors.
the rules, kind of a session.
Maybe and also we need to we have forgot the nature also.
Correct. I keep telling this how many times. You also travel. We are those nature lovers. We discuss trips all the time.
Yeah. So I think we need to also explore the nature. We need to enjoy the nature. Everything is there. Like Sowmya used to really enjoy every bit of nature. I should share. I have seen her enjoying every bit of nature, even in her daily morning walk.
Yeah.
Morning walk, everything, every minute she enjoys something, she'll capture it, and it will be posted as a status, and
Yeah.
we feel like the importance of nature. So that's how she's enjoying the nature. The same way we should feel we should as a beyond profession, we also should enjoy nature, and there is happiness in every minute, and everything you see
Correct.
we can find happiness. So we should
Correct.
start feeling the happiness, and we should start to enjoy our life. So
Right.
profession is there, and the challenges are there, everything is there, and our family is also there, and we should be there for our family. Let
Right.
us take care of our health, and let us keep ourselves both physically and mentally free and comfortable, so that we can enjoy each and every minute, and we can feel the happiness around us.
True
So
that.
so having Sowmya here, I thought like this will be a right thing to share, because she's such a person
Absolutely. I
who
totally
enjoys
forgot.
every minute,
Absolutely.
who feels happiness in every minute, whatever
Yeah.
she is around. So thank you all the participants for your wonderful interactive
Thanks.
participation, and thank you Sowmya for your
Thanks,
thing to have
Rajesh. Pleasure.
wonderful wonderful interactive session. See you soon
Thanks.
with a lot of sessions at
Sure.
SIRC.
Thank you so much.
As soon as we get into offline mode, also we'll plan some more events here.
Done. Done. We'll do something nice all the time. Don't worry. Yeah. Thank you,
On behalf of
Rajesh.
SIRC, it's a great pleasure to host this program, and thank you each and every one of you for your participation, and at your service. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.